Okay, so this is my second time recording this because my audio is being really wacky. So basically this is my tutorial that I did. I did Ryan Laley's stealth AI tutorial. I mentioned that in my write-up. So basically it revolved around creating an AI that you would have in a stealth game, basically, that patrols around, that'll come after you if it hears you or sees you, and it'll stay on alert for a few seconds if it hears you or sees you and you exit their line of sight, and then it'll return to its control state after a while, or if you re-enter its line of sight, it will start chasing you again, all that stuff. And you also have the option to take them down. There's not really health. I already know how to do that, and it wasn't mentioned in the tutorial. It's just a one-hit kill for this instance, and this is the enemy. This is just some Paragon character that I found. I downloaded from the Unreal Marketplace. Looks like a monster, so I used it for an enemy. And then I was planning on making my replacing a mannequin with an actual character, but the tutorial like set up all this stuff animation wise for the third person character, and it would take extremely long time to replace all that or to retarget all that and rename them all, so I didn't bother to do that. But I would probably do that if it was an actual level. But yeah, so first thing to go over is the enemy AI. Instead of what you normally do, which is scripting, like putting a bunch of blueprint script, having a little AI sense node that they use to detect players and so on, we have a behavior tree, which controls all this stuff. So basically we have the behavior tree. You can see the names of the different sequences. We have patrol sequence when they're just patrolling, which I can show you. And then they go backwards and all that. Yeah, so that's the patrol sequence that it's in right now. As you can see, these little spheres here, these are what determine where it patrols. So it's going exactly here and facing wherever the red arrow points. And you can determine which ones it patrols to by selecting here its patrol path that I set up in the blackboard. You can choose the different path points it stops at. You can add some, you can remove some. You can set it to loop around. You can set them to go to a certain amount and then go backwards, whatever you like. We have investigation sequence, which is after they see you. Let me turn on debug. After they see you, after you enter this line of sight, or they hear you, which they will if you get close enough to them, and if they hear you or see you and then you get out of their way, they'll start looking for you. As you can see on the left, on number 32, it says caution sequence. That means it's looking around. Basically, what it does when it's looking around is that it will basically just randomly decide where to go. Like, within a certain radius, it will just randomly go around and that's like kind of the way it investigates. And now, as you can see, under category behavior tree, the green text, it is now back in patrol sequence. And if I re-enter its line of sight or its hearing range, alert sequence, it changes to alert sequence. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, I'm not sure if you can hear my footsteps, because my character does have footsteps. And the footsteps change when you walk on puddles. And you might think, what's the point of that? Well, as you can see, when you walk on puddles, this lady will come and chase you from anywhere. Well, not anywhere. Her range is extended. If you step on puddles, you're making a louder noise, so enemies are more likely to hear you. So they'll hear you from further when you're on a puddle. When you're just walking around, they'll hear you at normal range. If you crouch and go on a puddle, they won't hear you. If you go prone, then they won't hear you. They won't even make a noise because you're prone. But yeah, so that's the noise stuff. Then we have sight, which is pretty basic. I think it'll see you if you go in front of it within 35 degrees. It has 70 degree forward vision, not 90 degree, because that's a bit insane for a stealth game, right? It would be a bit too OP, overpowered. But yeah, this is the exit caution state task. And as you can see here, it's find random point task during the caution sequence, which is just going at walk speed 300 and a search radius of 1,000. So it'll just go anywhere within 1,000 units of where it currently is to just patrol during its caution sequence. And you might also have noticed that when it's on alert, it will move faster. Like when it's patrolling, it moves at a certain speed. But then when you go in front of it, or see, that's pretty slow. When you get into its line of sight, it almost moves as fast as you do. A lot faster. So yeah, I set it up so that its speed changes when it's depending on its state. But yeah, we have puddles, we got sound effects, we got, oh, I guess I haven't shown the takedown yet. If you go on crouch mode, go behind it. Let's wait for it to go around again. Yeah, we have a bit of clipping there, but as you can see, when you kill them, they stay down. Yeah, basically that's it. And it works for multiple enemies, so I could just copy paste that over and over again. What else do we got? But yeah, that's the Paragon Muragesh character. Yeah, this character that I got from the Unreal Marketplace. I did set him up in a separate map, but it didn't really work. I did that in the last recording, and it works, like they'll see you and stuff, but the navigation mesh is a bit screwed up because of the dynamic terrain and all that, so it's a bit easier to exemplify what I accomplished on this simple, like geometrically simple area. I believe, I did the widget. That's pretty simple though. It shows up. The widget was actually a bit of a challenge. It wouldn't show up. That's why you're seeing the error here. These blueprint runtime errors. You have this here, which basically makes it, is one of the things that sets it up so that it doesn't, the press F to take down doesn't show up all the time. It only shows up when you're within a certain distance of the enemy and when you're behind them. For some reason, it has a bit of an issue with the blueprints. It doesn't stop it from running, but it does have an issue. It's a bit of a bug. And I believe that is it for the, well, yeah. We got the player animations, animation blueprint. This took quite a while to set up. Animations took up, I believe, about a third of the tutorial, and it was the most dull part as well. But yeah, that seems to be about it